Pickaxe.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to YOMP. Today is it's a beautiful sunshiny day, like every day that I get to talk to G-Star Games. Hello, G.
Hello.
And I am Sophie, also known as Boof. Welcome to our podcast about movies, talking about the movies, rolling dice about movies, you know, that sort of thing.
The good stuff. The good stuff.
We're pretty good at it. We're pretty good at it by now. We've been practicing.
We have been practicing. We know how to have a discussion sometimes.
We do get sidetracked.
We
often.
Yes, very often.
I'm trying to think of what I've done recently that I can distract us with, because I have been up to stuff. I've got a film camera that my dad sent me.
Oh.
That is a family heirloom at this stage, I'm pretty sure. Because it's a Nikon F3 from 1980, and I think it's what all our family photos were taken on. And now it's mine.
Oh, I think Joe has this upstairs. Because he likes to buy... Well, he loves his photography. He likes to buy like cameras like this. And I do recognize it's on his shelf upstairs. It's a heavy little thing.
It is. Oh, they're chunky boys.
That's a heavy thing, and it's.
I'm gonna have to talk to Joe about his photography.
Oh, he loves it.
Stuff.
He loves like taking photos, and he knows his shit.
He knows his shit, is that boy.
He does.
He does take lovely pictures. So I got that from my dad recently. Then I spent £100 on film, and also one of the little bits is missing from it. So I had to get a new tiny little aluminium cap.
I was gonna say
the bottom of it.
This thing is like anywhere between 300 to 600 pounds.
Yeah, just the body.
Yeah, and that is pretty damn expensive for, like, you know, a film camera. It's not even... Is it digital? Is there a digital? No, there isn't.
No. And I think it would have been more expensive in the day, probably.
That's a good question. Yeah, I wonder how much a camera like that would have been.
But yeah, because my family's very into the photography stuff, and I was like, oh, you know, I am getting back into it. I should really see if we still got the film. And my mum she's just got rid of loads of the developing stuff, because she went to college for photography. My dad did photography. So my mum did all the like developing of photos in our cellar, and she had all the gear, and when we were clearing stuff out of the attic, she was like, does anybody want 3 enlargers? It was like, no, we're fine, thanks, Mum. And now I'm thinking...
Now you're like, damn it,
I should have had the enlarger and all the shit. I don't really want to develop my own photos. I'd be really bad at it.
Well, there are places that still, you know, are developing photos, which is fabulous, I think.
I love it. I'm trying to think if there's anything else I've been up to. I mean, the day before yesterday... It was pissing it down with rain.
Sorry, so back in 1980, this camera was worth about 175,000 yen.
Right.
Yen. Yen. But that's about 1,400 pounds.
Yeah. And that would be back then.
Yeah.
So if you convert 1980, so if we go to like...
so 1,400... 1980 to 2025.
Yeah. I can't find out. Converted amount? Are you fucking kidding me? 7,000, 7,500. Is that what you got?
No, well, hold on. So how much is it? 1,400 1980 compared to 2025 with inflation, I guess.
Yeah. Well, I used a converter, like an inflation calculator.
Oh my god, it's saying 9,913.
I love how we're just getting loads of different fucking things.
Well, there's
I don't trust
an inflation
anything.
calculator on the Bank of England, which should be a hopefully reliable source if it's the Bank of England.
Yeah, hopefully.
But it's around 7 to like 9 grand, which is fucking insane, dude. That's insane.
That is insane.
Crazy stuff.
So I got that to play with. I also got the a motor drive, which basically is it's a thing you put on the bottom of it, and it means that you can do bursts of photographs without having to wind the film on yourself. And it also rewinds the
film though, doing that, right?
Yes, you can burn through an entire roll of film very quickly. And also it takes 8 AA batteries. So it's not really worth it.
8 AA Jesus Christ.
So that's a little bit, and I've also got some lenses and a flash for it as well. My dad was he did a course on it, and then I guess he just gave up. He was doing a photography course recently. I was like, ooh, what happened with that then? No idea. No idea. Doesn't matter. He's like any of us. We
try new things, see if it sticks, you know.
Yeah.
And if it doesn't, was a nice little chapter.
Yeah.
In your life.
I went and it was pissing it down with rain the other day, and I was like, I'm going to go take some photos in a graveyard.
As one does.
And of course, got wet through, but also my boots rubbed my ankles so much. I haven't had that happen in ages.
Oh, I thought you said your boobs rubbed your ankles, and I'm like...
My boobs were rubbing my ankles. They were so fucking droopy, man. Why are they so low? What happened? I'm just old now, geez.
As soon as you turn 30, they just hit the ankles.
Immediately, they're gone.
Jeez Louise.
Well, other than that, we watched a film because that's kind of what we're supposed to be doing, I guess.
Isn't that crazy? We watched a film for YOMP.
I know. Unlike some of our guests. Yeah.
Well.
So we were supposed to have a guest, but apparently my choice in movies is so appalling. They pulled out. But it doesn't matter because I still had a really fucking good time watching Some Like It Hot.
What a
from
film.
1959 with Tony Curtis and Jack Lemmon and Marilyn Monroe.
Marilyn Monroe.
So I chose this film because it's one that my family always put on. I don't know why this film in particular. Out of all of the Marilyn Monroe films and all of the ones of that era, my grandparents were like, "This is amazing. We're going to make the kids watch this."
Well,
and I'm glad they did.
It's one of her best. I think one of the films that did the best. I think in her filmography. It's a pretty good film, and I think it's pretty well renowned as well.
Yeah. So fantastic. I chose it just because I have such good memories, and it's outside of my normal sort of scope of things that I would watch or for recommend for YOMP, you know, because I have my tropes. We all have our tropes, and I've been working on bingo cards for us, G.
Oh my god, that is fabulous.
So if I manage to I'm struggling with yours. I'm struggling to fill in some good bits. So I'll have to share it with you and we can go through it together.
That's fabulous. I would love a bingo card.
So I've done mine was easy because my films are just so they're always something, except for this one maybe. And do you know who they let us do this? They let us do this for our job, do our Giga Yompers.
Nice segue.
They let us do this for our job to the Giga Yompers. And I am so grateful to them that I would like to read their names out. We do have a Patreon, patreon.com/yompcast. If you'd like to support us in what we do, because we love doing this. we do this. We also do other things, and so this is like part of our little revenue.
Yeah.
Stream.
Yeah, exactly. And it means a lot that people want to support, whether it's the first, middle, or the highest tier. And in doing that, you do get access to bonus episodes that the public... You do, definitely do. You get access to the bonus episodes, which isn't available to the public. And you also get access to episodes like a week earlier or 2 weeks earlier now because of the scheduling, the way that the episode's released. We don't do an episode every week.
Even we don't understand the scheduling. We just do it.
We just do it. So
just do it.
Because we used to release one every week, feel like
tired.
It's a bit tiring. So
I got so tired, gee.
Every 2 weeks, I think, is... I think it's a sweet spot.
I think it's a good. Yeah, I think it's a sweet spot because I don't get fed up with having to watch Hugh Jackman every fucking week.
it's hard fucking work watching Hugh Jackman every week.
Or Leo DiCaprio. What are you doing? So I would love to just give a little bit of a shout out to Steve. Thank you, Steve. Bailey. Thank you, Bailey. Jenky, thank you, Jenky. Scott, thank you, Scott5877. Thank you so much, I'm a robot 012C. Thank you, Look with 2 Ks and a 33 at the end. And thank you, Enki13. You're just brilliant. You're just wow. Thank you so much. Wow. And now we can start talking about this amazing bloody film. And
yes, we
I don't
can.
really know how you want to do this. We never really have a plan, do we? And I'm fine with that.
I think it depends. It always depends on the film. It depends on the style of film and the plot. So we either always do it chronologically or we just go, let's just talk about it in any given, it doesn't matter like what part of the film. I'm happy either way to do either of those things.
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you what. We'll start chronologically as well. But also, I always get confused by the fact that Tony Curtis is Jamie Lee Curtis's dad. It always confuses me.
What?
Yeah. We're just gonna sit on that fact for a bit.
Oh my god! Wait, Tony Curtis?
Yeah.
Oh, get out!
I mean, I didn't even save this for the triv. I was just like, yeah, I'll just get this fact out of the way straight away.
Oh my god, that's insane, dude!
Isn't it good though?
Yeah, I love when I find that kind of stuff out. That's so funny.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I remember it every so often. Every time I watch this with Tony Curtis or Jamie Lee Curtis, I'm like, oh yeah.
Are you sure? Are you 100% sure? Because I don't think that is.
Are you sure?
Well, because I scrolled down to children and it's only got listed Kelly Curtis.
Tony Curtis has 6 kids.
Oh, okay. She's not listed.
Are you on the wrong Tony Curtis?
No, it's him. It's on
children:
his...
Jamie Lee Curtis, Kelly Curtis, Allegra Curtis, Alexandra Curtis, Ben Curtis, Nicholas Curtis.
I love that they only bothered to list one child.
Not the important one. Where are you reading this?
Oh no! It's my mistake. So there was a little arrow on the right, and Kelly Curtis. Yeah, it was like a drop down menu, but it wasn't obvious. Okay, I take it back.
Do you know? I would be the person that is just under the drop down menu in any situation.
Imagine, like, she's probably the most iconic of the kids, and she's the last one on the list, dude. Maybe it goes by age, potentially.
Maybe, because she's the first. She's the first child.
She's the firstborn.
Firstborn. Isn't that good? Isn't that cool?
That is cool. Yeah, I like that.
Jamie Lee Curtis is married to Christopher Guest, who was in so much stuff, but I know him best for Spinal Tap. This is Spinal Tap.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I remember you like that movie, right?
I love that movie. It's so
You've
good.
mentioned it quite a few times. That's the only reason why I...
Maybe I might put that on the list, you know?
Why not?
Why not? So, this film stars Tony Curtis, and it also stars Jack Lemmon. I don't remember what else Jack Lemmon's been in.
The Apartment is probably a big one, I would say.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I'm not very knowledgeable.
Oh,
I'm not very knowledgeable on... I don't know shit about films.
No, he's been in a lot.
He was they were big stars with these guys, you know.
I was in 12 Angry Men. Oh, but he's only a juror.
He's only a juror.
He's only a juror. Okay,
I'm
yeah.
look now too. But
Grumpy old man.
he was a big actor. Tony Curtis, obviously massive, and then Marilyn Monroe, who everybody knows and loves,
The one and only.
the one and only, and she was gorgeous in this film.
Oh,
Like everything about
stunning.
her.
Those
Everything.
fucking honkers of hers as well.
I know those tits, mate.
She has like
I could not-
perfect.
Her body is incredible, but also just her face is
Yeah.
lovely. Everything about her, like, wonderful. And this she was really good in this film as well. Like, and she wasn't even like the main. She wasn't even the main like character or anything.
No, she wasn't. She was like, she was the two men.
Sort of co-star.
Yeah. It was the two men first and foremost, and then she was, number 3 probably.
Yeah. Number 3.
Number 3.
I like in I watched this on Amazon Prime.
So do
I love that I get general trivia when I start filming. Supposedly, when Ori Kelly was measuring all 3 stars for dresses, he half-jokingly told Marilyn Monroe, "Tony Curtis has a nicer butt than you." At which point, Marilyn pulled open her blouse and said, "Yeah, but he doesn't have tits like these."
What a queen.
Fucking great. So I think all of this, all the trivia is taken from IMDb.
Oh, I think it is, yeah.
Yeah.
No, I'm pretty sure it is.
But that's great, whatever. But yeah, this film opens as we're in Prohibition. We're in Prohibition times, guys. There's no booze allowed. Sorry.
Yeah,
And,
it came out in the 1959, but
Yes.
it's focused on the 30s.
It was it was set in 1929, so it was set 30 years prior to the date of filming, in Prohibition times, and we've got mobsters. We've got a gang. We've got a mob. These mobsters are obviously they're bootlegging. They're smuggling booze, and the way that they're doing it is they've got a funeral parlor. Mr. Mozzarella's funeral parlor.
Oh, fucking Mr. Mozzarella. What
Mr.
a name.
Mozzarella. Love it.
Like, what
Was
a
he named after the
stereotype.
cheese, or was the cheese named after him?
The cheese, see?
Change. And they have a funeral parlor, and they carry the booze around in a coffin, in a hearse that has a flip down, like you can remove the top of the ceiling and pull your guns out when the police are after you. There's a bit of a shootout. And I was going to ask,
pretty intense, right?
Yeah, it starts off strong, and I was thinking of comparing this to
Oh, here we go. Yeah.
what?
Whoa.
No, I'm going to make a very good observation here.
Go on.
All right, pay attention. So imagine, if you will, how this would have been in 1959, because if I try and compare it to a film now, it would open with a car chase and guns and explosions and stuff, and they'd probably be smuggling drugs.
Yes.
I'm trying. It's like you can draw these comparisons. Like, this would have been a very fucking exciting bit for a person in the 50s.
Yeah, no, it was, especially because of the Prohibition was a really, really big thing and a really big deal. Like they were outlawing like alcohol because it was making society debauched and scandalous and loose, and that they didn't want that. People were losing their morals and the ways that they were behaving.
Can't believe it.
Well,
all down to booze.
I mean, booze is pretty bad.
It's awful. So neither me nor G, you don't drink, do you, really?
No, I'm not a fan of like the taste. I don't mind like a social drink, like I have like a little mocktail, a cocktail. Sorry.
Yeah.
That's fine, but I don't actively seek it out.
No, same. It's like neither of us really we don't drink. Like I will have. I don't like the taste of it, and I don't like the way it makes me feel when I'm drunk. So I'm fine with like one or whatever. But I generally don't bother. I'm mad enough as it is sober. People will not like me when I'm drunk. I don't like me when I'm drunk. I've only been drunk 3 times and it was awful.
It's just not a good feeling. But like, there's like themes in this movie around, because like Marilyn's character drinks, right? And they all want to drink and they all want to have a good time.
They're all smuggling booze. Booze is still a big thing. And that's the thing. You cannot criminalize something like this, because alcohol's one of those things that's been around for thousands of years. People have been fermenting things into alcohol to drink and whatever, because human beings are just going to want to get pissed because life sucks. Get pissed.
Pretty much, yeah. Pretty damn much. And that was like a big thing for the Roaring. The Roaring 20s. Wait, is Roaring 20s Prohibition? When did Prohibition kick in?
I don't know. Should we find out? Should we do some learning together?
Yeah, I can never get the dates right, but you had the Roaring 20s, but I don't know if Prohibition was.
It lasted it was in the US from 1920 to 1933.
Fucking hell, that's all. I didn't realize it went on that long.
Yeah, it wasn't just a quick thing.
And then you had the Great Depression, which was 29 to the late 30s or even the early 40s.
So basically there was a crossover there in which life was just going to be fucking horrendous for people.
Yeah, and then World War II, and then the fucking
World War II. Oh yeah, can't forget World War II.
Let's not forget about that
around
one.
that time too. So everyone was just basically having everything just
crumble around them.
Just crumble. But that's I find it fascinating. I'll probably read about that later because
well, it was I know you hate the film, and maybe you would have enjoyed the 70s version of this film with Robert Redford, but The Great Gatsby.
Oh.
I think you may have enjoyed
I'll give it a go. All right.
It's got Robert Redford and Mia Farrow. So Mia Farrow is Daisy Buchanan. So maybe you would have enjoyed that version a little better.
I just think the story just isn't very me as well.
I mean, yeah, you're not really like a. You're not. You don't typically like those kind of romance stories.
No. I don't get hooked into it sometimes.
No, you need the romance story to be about some bitch who's like half dead or something.
I need the romance story to have a lot of tits. A
lot of tits and maybe a little bit of gore and necromancy.
Yeah, somebody's head falls off and stuff.
Yeah, the standard stuff.
So, but I still like this film that we're talking about today.
It's great. It's a great film. I hadn't watched this since I was in university, so
that was like 3 or 4 decades ago. You know,
yeah, easy.
G was around when this came out.
Yeah, I lived through the fucking Great Depression. That's why I know so little.
Both of us are living through a depression at this point in time. So this film, they, you know, in the Prohibition, they had speakeasies, and a speakeasy, for those who don't know, who are too young and baby to remember, unlike G, you lived through it.
Yeah.
They were like underground bars, where people they'd smuggle in the booze, and it's you know, it's like, oh, let's go to a speakeasy, but you had to pretend that it wasn't a bar. Okay, so in this particular film, they've got a speakeasy that's in a funeral parlor, and they're serving coffee.
Yeah, they're like, oh,
coffee.
if you try to order like alcohol and you say it's like alcohol, they say we don't do that. You need to order like an Irish coffee or something, which as we all know is, you know,
whiskey.
You
know, like all of this sour mash coffee. It's like, what kind of coffee you got? And he's like, Scotch coffee, Irish coffee.
Yeah.
He's like, oh, okay, I'll have a Scotch coffee with soda and blah blah. So they serve it in little cups. And one of my favourite bits that I mean, right at the start, there's this guy that's very pissed, and the mob boss walks in and bumps into him, and he spills his coffee on this guy's spats. And
you say spats, I say shoe bib.
Shoe bib. He spills it on his shoe bibs.
I was like, oh no, not the shoe bib,
not
dude.
My shoe bib. And he says, I want another coffee, because they take him out and he's going, give me another coffee, I want another. And I'm like, that's like me.
Yeah.
That's us in the morning.
I felt that.
Another coffee. Ooh.
It's like, somebody give this man his damn coffee.
It's the guy that walks in, his name is Spats Columbo, because on account of the shoe bibs. So really, Shoe Bib Columbo is a really good name. Shoe bib. Oh, I love that, G. Yes, shoe bib. And it's a good job he had a shoe bib on, because he spilled the whiskey on his shoe bibs. And they sit down next to the band, to the mob bosses, and the policeman's there undercover, and he's like, I've come to pay respects to Grandma, and if you want a good seat, you've got to say that you're one of the pallbearers. So they show you to a table and they sit you down. And he's like, I want that table over there. No, that's for the immediate family. Wink, wink. And this band is playing some funky fucking jazz shit. And there's two blokes in it, which are our main characters. Tony Curtis playing saxophone, Jack Lemmon playing bull fiddle, which I don't know what it's a double bass. Come on, guys. And they're broke. They just got this job as musicians, like all struggling musicians. They can't get work, and they owe money. They owe rent. They owe all the girls that are dancing money. They've borrowed money from everybody. They pawn their stuff. Jack Lemmon plays Jerry, and he needs his tooth fixing. But they're like, I'm going to put all my money on Tony Curtis's character is Joe. And he's like, I'm going to put all my money on the dogs, and I'm going to win, and it's going to be great. But obviously, the coppers are here. They managed to get out. They make a run for it. Despite all the other people getting arrested. All the girls are being arrested for working in a speakeasy. It's
a raid. See? It's a raid.
Yeah. See, it's a raid. And I love how when the police chief's talking to Spats Columbo, everything is just like a fucking zinger that he says, you know?
I love it all. It's like the dialogue is one of the best things about the film. It's very, very clever wording.
Little country club we run for retired bootleggers.
Yeah.
I'm putting your name up for membership. And he's like, I don't join nothing. Oh, you'll like it there. We'll get you the prison tailor to fit you with a special pair of spats, striped. It's all of, what's the rap this time? embalming people with coffee, 86 proof.
Oh, I wrote that down as well.
Yeah,
there was a line
so good.
after this, which we'll get to it, but like when they're schmoozing that girl at the agency. And they were like, "Oh, I couldn't do it because I was his tooth was impacted and had to go here and blah blah, they're talking shit." And then he was like, "I'll make it up to you." And then she goes, "You're making it up pretty good so far." Yeah, like, it's so clever. I love how like good,
it's really good
the writing is. It's nice. It's sassy and it's clever.
There's a lot of really like sassy writing.
Yeah,
just everything is very well thought out in the dialogue, and that's really cool. Like, I love that. So at least these two guys they didn't go to jail, but they haven't been paid. And he's like, "Well, what about if we pawn our overcoats, even though it's fucking freezing cold?"
Yeah.
We pawn our overcoats, we can put that money on the dogs and win, and we'll buy 25 overcoats. And of course, they lose the money. Shit, what a shocker. But they go to the agency to get work, right? And I love that they're going through all of the anything today? No, thank you. There's like all these different agencies to try and get work. Anything today? No, thank you. And they open one of them, and it's his girlfriend. We assume it's his girlfriend, right?
Yeah, actually, yeah, a little bit. Probably like a girl he's kind of seeing. Yeah,
he's courting this girl, and he says all the right things to to make her forgive him. And I think she's a bit of a battle axe, to be honest.
What do you mean, like?
Well, I mean, like, she's a bit of she's already acting like a wife.
Yes. Yeah, well, I mean, think about the time. And think about how women and men acted back then.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, they were... Yeah, it's a different time, right? They're going to be a bit more, like, sassy, I guess. Especially around the time where, like I said to you, coming out of the late... at the end of the 18 whatever, going into early 19, so 1910, 1920, and the women were getting a bit more, like they weren't as like stringent in terms of way that their relationship with men and how they behave with men. Women were becoming a bit more, I guess, independent and. I don't know, leaving their mark in the world, as opposed to like in the early 1900s where they were a bit more reserved. Because
it's like you've got the girls that are dancing as well. They're showing more leg. All the style's different as well. Anyway, this lady that he's seen. She says, actually, there is a job, right? It's in Florida, paid. You get expenses paid, 3 weeks. It's lovely, and they need a sax and a bass, which is just so good. So they go into the agent's office and be like, "We heard you needed us," and it's like. What is it he says? You're not the right shape. And he's like...
Yeah.
And he's like, what, you need a hunchback? What the fuck? It's like, what kind of band is it? It's you got to be under 25. They can pass for that. You got to be blonde. We could dye our hair. And you got to be girls. And then Joe's like, hang on a minute. Hang on, we're not doing that. Joe's not into this. Whereas Jerry is like, mate, think about it. 3 weeks in Florida paid. He already is thinking like, this is great because he gets to dress up as a girl. But Joey's not convinced. Jerry's not convinced. I can't remember which way around. Joey's not convinced. So they still don't have any money.
Their names are so effing confusing. Like, because it was a Joe and Jerry.
Yeah. Ugh. Anyway, they do have one job, and it's quite far away. So he borrows this girl's car. So they go down to the but he says it in a way like, "What are you doing tonight?" And she's like, "I'm not doing anything." He's like, "So you're being all night?" And she's like, "Yeah." And he's like, "So you won't need the car?"
She's like, "I'm gonna have cold pizza."
Because she made a pizza for him, and he didn't show up because he was getting arrested.
Oh,
so it wasn't even his fault.
No, she was about to like have a go at him, and then he like gives her a schmooze.
Yeah.
Yeah, giving you a kiss. And then she's like, "Oh, aren't you perfect?" or something like that. I was like, oh my God.
Because women are so easy. They're just very, very simple.
That's so funny, dude.
So they go to the garage where
her car
is. And oh my God, it's Spats Colombo. They're playing cards in a fucking garage. I guess they're biding their time. They're waiting for somebody. Whatever. He's like, right, we just want the car. Just fill it up, put it on her tab.
It's like, oh, what about 40 cents? And then they're like, yeah, sure. Do you want me to put it on Nellie's tab? And he's like, oh, yeah, fill her up. Yeah.
Fill her up, actually, yeah. And it's like, oh, for fuck's sake, this poor woman. Then another car shows up with some unsavory characters. The guns are pointed, and oh my God. Wait, which way around is it? Was Spats playing the... Spats turns up in the car. I can't tell who's got the shoe bibs. We're looking for the shoe bibs.
Isn't it the main guy?
Right. Yeah.
Yeah,
well,
the main
the face blindness is made a lot worse by black and white. So they show up. Yeah. Spats Colombo shows up with his cronies and interrupts this poker game. And he's like, come on, join us, join in. He's put all these poker players and the garage manager, Charlie, up against the wall. I think that Charlie might actually own the garage. Charlie's garage.
Well, remember in the beginning, he was like, I think he was snitching on this guy, Spats, right?
Yeah, so this is why he shooted them.
Well, yeah, because he was like, oh, if he finds out, it's going to be goodbye, Charlie. And then eventually, he's there.
You were nice enough to recommend my mortuary to some of your friends. And I've got all these coffins and I hate to see them go to waste. So basically, Charlie squealed. Charlie snitched. Oh, such a shame. And obviously, everyone's got a zinger line for this. And goodbye, Charlie. So they get shot. They get shooted, and oh no, that Joe and Jerry have witnessed the shooting. And this is one of the bits that makes me laugh the most. Every time he says, "I think I'm going to be sick," and then there's the sound of spraying, and it's the gas coming out of the car.
Oh yeah.
And that always made me laugh. It was just such a clever little thing that they did. Obviously, it turns their attention to these two blokes with instruments. We're just a couple of musicians. Oh, fuck. They keep witnessing this shit. So they have a little bit of a shootout themselves because one of the guys is still alive. I don't know which one. They're all...
well, from the...
Oh, it was Toothpick Charlie. He needed to get a double shooting.
Oh, God, Toothpick Charlie,
anyway,
yeah.
They run away, and unfortunately, the double bass gets caught in the crossfire, gets a few holes in it.
Oh, they're never in the right place at the right time. These guys, are they?
So they run off, and they have to make a phone call. And he's like, "Well, are you phoning the police?" And he's like, "No, not yet. We're gonna have a shave." And he's like, "What? We're gonna shave at a time like this?" And he's like, "Yeah, we're gonna shave our legs." Like, what? Anyway, he puts on this lady's voice, which is, well, it's not the most convincing, but it's not the least convincing lady's voice.
I think it's fabulous. I think they're so funny.
Yeah,
the way that I mean, and also like it's just so hard to believe because first of all, they've got no money unless they've raided fucking Nellie's closet. Where did they get the jewelry and the clothes? You know?
I think it's either Nellie or they did what they do later in the film and stole somebody's luggage.
Maybe.
But the fact that their outfits fit perfectly.
Yeah, anyway, they fit perfect. And, you know, they sold their overcoats, but yet they somehow found women's, you know, like, look at the coats they're wearing. Like, they're you know.
they've definitely nicked these from somebody or somewhere because they don't have any money. But they're looking very fucking fancy. They phone up the company, basically, put on a lady's voice and say, we hear you're looking for some musicians. They get the job. They're turning up at the train station, and Jerry's whining. He's like, "How do they fucking walk? Why is it so cold?" All this stuff, and then they see the rest of the girls on the platform, and they're like, "We're never going to get away with this." But actually, they're nice. They don't look under 25. I'll tell you that though.
Yeah. Wait, you're saying that the two guys don't look...
Well, because Mr. Polyakov said you have to be under 25.
Oh, God, you're right. I mean, well, to be fair, a lot... Like, back then, people did look a lot older.
Maybe
even when they were younger.
So much stress.
Yeah. I think, like, if you look at, like, a 25-year-old today, they don't look... It's like in that movie, remember? Stop or My Mom Will Shoot?
Yeah.
So she was, like, what, 60 or something?
She was something like that. She looked about 80.
Yeah, but she looks so much older because that is just... And if you look at the Golden Girls, so Golden Girls ages... So one was like 55 and 54, but if you really like, they look like they're older. They look so
old.
much older.
There's actually an Instagram account where that it's like it shows footballers. Oh my God.
Yeah, like isn't that crazy? Like if you look at a 53-year-old today, you think, yeah, you look 50, but like they look 55. Like they're 80.
Yeah, 50. Yeah. I don't know the names. I know B.
Neither
Arthur.
do I.
I don't know Betty White, but the other two, I have no idea. And I mean, that one that was in that film, don't know her name, begins with a G. Fuck knows, I don't know. So there's this Instagram account, and it's right, Instagram footballers ages. It's like, I don't know, they show like people's footballers' ages and they're like, he was 23 and he's like completely fucking bald and sad.
Oh, God.
Footballer, look older. I love getting AI. This is good. 80s footballers aging badly. Well, there's a Twitter account. Oh my God.
Oh, 80s footballers.
Yeah, but I mean, they're very 80s aging. It's great. It's good. It's a good read. But yeah, everybody did look a lot older.
Yeah. It's like now it's, you know, a lot different. Like you look at somebody who's like 50 now and you're like, or 50, whatever, you know, and you're like, damn, you don't look it.
Damn. Yeah, exactly. I mean, I will tell you what I did. Okay, this is a very interesting part of my life. And I'm excited to share this with you. And it sort of ties into it. So I went to get a poster framed this last week. I think it was Monday. And I drove across town to do it. I drove about 15, 20 minutes away. to this one specific framing place. It's a poster that is the Vampire Lovers poster that I got that was signed, and I got it in Yorkshire. And it was expensive, and I wanted it to look nice. So I go into this place, and this guy is very stoic. He had a sign on the door saying back in 15 minutes. I was like, oh, are you? He's like, oh, I was just going out, but no, you can come in for a minute. So I showed him the poster, and he was like, he was just looking it over. He's like noting the creases and the fact that it was folded before. He said, does it say who the composer is? And I said, no, I don't think it does. He said, oh, I'm really interested in soundtracks to these movies. I collect movie soundtracks. And I was like, really? And I thought he meant he was like just a classical sort of guy. Because he said, oh, the earliest ones are by Bernard Herrmann, who did stuff in the 50s, I guess. I like some of the Bernard Herrmann stuff. Bernard Herrmann with 2 R's and 2 N's. So yeah, he did things from the 50s. He did like a lot of Hitchcock stuff. He did the soundtrack to Taxi Driver. He did a ton of stuff. Anyway, I thought, oh, so he sort of collects from that era. But no. Here's the interesting thing. He has this guy that I randomly decided to go and see. He has 13,000 CDs and stuff for movie soundtracks, and he's into the same music I am, and he has synesthesia, and he's an artist, and he's done paintings of owls. So I showed him my tattoo. I was like, look at my owl! And we talked for an hour. I was stood there for an hour, and like I said, I'm really sorry that I didn't, you didn't get to go. He's like, no, I was glad you came in. I was like, I knew there was a reason that I came here. And it was like just so weird. He was really into like prog rock and Tangerine Dream and stuff and movie soundtracks. So we talked at length about that. And I was like, this guy, he's obviously incredibly autistic. It's amazing.
It's so crazy.
Well, remember all of this stuff.
It's crazy how, like, yeah, I mean, the universe is there's so many people on this planet, and you find this like one person, and they're into all the same shit as you, and all these little dots line up, and it's just such a nice experience to
it's fantastic.
Meet people like that, and you think, fucking A, like, oh my God, you like these graphic novels that I like, or you like this stuff, and the music, and yeah, it's this really nice.
It's wonderful.
Really, really
and this
nice.
guy, he's in his sort of 60s, I guess. He's quite old. But it was like, he was very stoic and he didn't really smile much. But as soon as I got him talking about something that really interested him, he was like smiling and laughing and stuff. And it really fucking made my day to talk to this guy about movies and stuff and like have things in common. And it was just like so weird. He was like talking about how he was really excited for the next Avatar to come out because he really enjoyed the soundtrack of the first one. But the guy died, and he was really disappointed in all the soundtracks that are coming out recently. And like, he watches movies, but really focuses on the music behind them.
Yeah, because I mean, a soundtrack is so important.
Yeah, and he was saying
to a
like,
movie.
Bernard Herrmann was one of the first guys to get it right, like to really add stuff to it. And everything changed like since the 40s because he did stuff for like he did Citizen Kane and whatever. And it was just really cool just talking to this guy. And he was like, I just go into record stores and like pick things out. And like he was talking about Suspiria and the thing that ties it in was the fact that he kept calling me young, and like, it's nice to see young people still into this stuff. And I was like, I'm not that young, I'm 36. He was like, you don't look it. Well, I said, as soon as I hit 40, it's all going to fall off me. It'll look absolutely ridiculous.
Just picturing your fucking leg fled, like you're just melting.
I'm just
dripping off of you.
But anyway, that was just such a fucking good interaction. Like, I knew that I went there for that reason. And yes, I'm going to spend a lot of money getting this poster framed in magenta because he pulled out the magenta framing And I was like, yeah, it's got to be that. He knew what he's fucking doing. He's a genius. But he sounded really, really cool. Like,
oh, that's so nice.
And yeah, it's nice to have interactions with people that make you feel like there's something in the universe that connects you, you know? Super cool.
Yeah, it's nice when you're able to connect with like somebody who's just a complete stranger.
Yeah.
On things like, you know, stuff like that you're into, and it's such a nice.
Shout out to Raymond. Raymond,
Shout out
Raymond. Anyway, there was a film that we were watching, I guess.
I think so.
That was something that made me so happy. Like, he made my day, it made his day. Just
the small things in it.
Yeah. They see Marilyn Monroe, the two guys in this film, whatever. They see Marilyn Monroe on the station platform, and
I love that wow 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 wow, like the fucking, you know, sexy dame.
Yeah, the wah trumpet with the mute on it that plays when Eddie's walking around as well. Cat. God, he got such a fucking walk.
Oh, he's a little waddly boy.
He's a saucy sauce pot.
I like, what is with her and getting steamed whenever she's like walking around, by the way? Like, she's like walking past. Well, you know, she's like walking past and then like steam comes out of like one of the underneath the train and it like steams her on the ass and she starts like, you know.
Yeah.
It reminds me of the famous, whatever that was, that shot of her standing over the grates and her dress flies up. She's always getting steamed on the ass.
She loves it.
She's a steamy broad.
She's one steaming broad. So,
like I always say, she's like Jello on springs. Yeah,
there's a little onboard motor.
Mm.
So they're still convinced that they're not going to get away with it. They've got Josephine, and instead of Geraldine, he calls himself Daphne.
I love that so much.
Because he didn't like the name Geraldine. He wanted to be called Daphne. The fact that he's put thought into this. Yeah. And he's really getting into this role. He's loving it. He's talking to all the girls. He's chatting. He's telling jokes. He is just like, in his element. And unfortunately, his tits get ripped off. So he has to go to the bathroom to fix it. And he almost goes into the men's. But no, he's got to use the ladies. And Sugar, Marilyn Monroe, Sugar is in the bathroom having a little booze because she's a boozer. All the girls drink, but she's the only one that gets caught. They think she's hot. They think she's really saucy, and so fixing the tits, whatever. They're all boozies. They're having their rehearsal, and they're not playing fast or jazzy enough, so they get told off and told to do more. Where did those holes come from? I don't know. Sugar's she plays the ukulele and sings. There's a really good quote that she says. She says, I come from a musical family. My father was a conductor. Oh, really? And from the Baltimore and Ohio. So he was a train conductor instead of a music conductor. But I like the fact that she plays a ukulele in this jazz band. Anyway, they're very impressed by her. And she's kicking her legs around. And her flask falls out of her dress because she's moving around so much. And she's going to get told off. She's going to get kicked off the train, the next stop. But Daphne covers for her. So it's like, oh no, she's very grateful to Daphne. They said, we won't be caught dead with men. No way. God, no. That night they have a little party, don't they, G?
Oh my God, on the
Tell us about the party.
Bloody hell. it was such a shit show because they're clearly very strict, and who's Sweet Sue, the lady who's like whoever's in charge of this, like, you know, troupe of musicians, and she's like, no drinking, no, none of that. Sugar, if you get caught again, blah, blah, blah. So Sugar climbs into one of the guys' beds. I can't remember which one, because again, they're so
Daphne. It's Daphne. She's like, thank you for covering for me, Daphne.
Yeah. She's like, oh, I wanted to like thank you, blah blah blah. I'll go and get some like I'll see if if it's the other girls have this or that. And then like one girl wakes up, another girl wakes up, another girl wakes up. They just start
getting into this bunk, and it's hilarious because there's like all the girls are piled into this bunk, and Josephine in the bunk below, completely oblivious to the fact that there's.
Yeah, they start drinking. I don't remember what they're drinking, but yeah, they're drinking in these little cups. And then one of the girls sticks her heads in, and she's like, "Oh, do you still have that bottle of vermouth?" And then yeah, like it just becomes chaotic, and then all the girls end up in this bunk bed. And yeah, the guy underneath is just sleeping, I think one part that made me laugh a lot was they were using a freaking hot water bottle.
That's a cocktail shaker.
That's a cocktail shaker. I was like, oh my God, this is unhinged.
Genius. Yeah. And they go and get ice. And
oh God, this scene is so stupid.
Josephine goes with... And they start talking, and she's like, oh, I always go for saxophone players, tenor sax. And it always ends up badly. I always end up with the fuzzy end of the lollipop. And they're left with the squeezed out tube of toothpaste. And she's like, I'm running away. Never again. Never again am I going to end up with a sax player. She's like, I play sax. And she's like, yeah, but you're a girl.
Oh, yeah. She's like, you're a girl. It doesn't count.
They're eating cheese and crackers in bed. They're telling jokes. They start tickling Daphne, which causes her to... I see calling her to pull the emergency brake.
I mean, why in the absolute fuck is the emergency brake above her head like that? Above their head like that, and it's just so easily accessible. That's
really bad design.
Really bad design. Like, that is, as we could see, you pull it, also, it halts, stop. It's
I don't think the emergency brakes work like that on trains. I don't think they do.
On a steam train. How does an emergency brake work on a steam train? Be interesting if it does, but my God. Rapidly
it
releasing...
does. It can.
No way.
It can. It can.
Do you think it was... So it says, once an emergency brake valve is opened, all of the air in the braking system, except those of the locomotives, which are equipped with brakes controlled separately, independent brake from those of the cars, is evacuated, immediately placing the train car's brakes into emergency. What the hell?
So they can. There are passenger-applied brakes, yeah.
That's insane. That somebody could just pull it down like that. And
I don't think they would have put it in the bunk, though. In that bit.
Emergency brake, some like it hot. I wonder if somebody said something about this.
Yeah, I wonder.
I don't think they have. I think it's just you and me. You and me thinking about this stuff.
Listen, it's important. It's very important.
It is, because it's such a weird... I mean, I know it's like a little gag. Haha, pull the emergency brake. But I'm looking at it like, what the heck? That's crazy. But yeah,
okay, nowadays, in the USA, it would have been known as a communication cord, so that would signal the engine operator, an engineer. It was never intended for use by passengers. It had its own code of signals, so they would basically stop it. They would send a flashy light, I think.
I see. And then it would indicate to
them to stop the train.
Gotcha.
Yeah. I like the young ones joke. Even if you've never seen the young ones, there's a bit where Vivian sticks his head. There's a sign saying, "Please do not stick your head out the train window." And he says, "Why not?" The train goes through a tunnel, knocks his head off. So he pulls the emergency brake. They get kicked off, and he's just trying to get his head. He's kicking his head down the train tracks. Very good, very good.
I think one of my favorite lines, I took a note of it, was when they first met and they're like, "Where are the new girls?" And then I think one of the other guys says, "Brand new." Is you know what I mean? Like, it's little clever lines like that.
Brand new girls. They're new girls.
Yeah. It's like it's a whole different meaning to brand new. And then what was it? There was like bullet holes in one of the
in the
base? Yeah. What else did I write?
Well,
what one is... she says, "I'm a girl, I wish I was dead." I think that might be when they get... Oh, no, that's when they're still on the train.
They're still on the train.
"I'm a girl, I wish I were dead." I was like, that's such a mood.
Yeah, mood. It's Daphne, because he's getting like... He loves looking at all the girls in their 90s and stuff. And Josephine is like, you're a girl, remember that. You're a girl, I'm a girl. And then they arrive in Florida. Okay. Sugar in the bathroom when they were getting ice said that she's going to meet a millionaire. And he's going to have glasses because they read all the columns in the newspaper of the stocks and they get very weak eyes. But she's going to meet a millionaire, and it's all going to be much better. They end up. They get to the hotel, and there's this guy on the porch on the veranda.
There's a load of them. They're all, I love that shot. It's so.
They're all in sync.
Yes.
In their rocking chairs, folding their newspapers, putting their glasses in their pockets, and Josephine's like, "Oh. There's a load of millionaires, not one under 75. Let's hope they brought their grandsons with them." Daphne's like, "I saw you getting cozy up to Sugar, giggling and sharing each other's lipstick." I love that. Anyway, there's this one guy called Osgood, and he's a very strange looking man. Joe E. Brown, Osgood Fielding III. He gets called Satchel Mouth.
Satchel Mouth?
Because his face looks so stupid.
No.
Anyway, Daphne is lagging behind because she's had to carry the instruments. So he gets into the lift with her and he's like asking her loads of questions. And Daphne's like, I usually slap it, my bass and stuff. And he was telling her how he's been married like 6 or 7 times. And she's like, "Oh, you don't know?" And he's like, "Well, Mama keeps count. She didn't approve of my last wife, who was a contortionist who could smoke a cigarette between her toes."
Oh my god, dude. What the fuck?
So they all get the room assignments.
Sorry, before that.
Carry on.
When he loses his heel as he's like trying to get up the stairs, and then this Osmond grabs him by the ankle, and I'm thinking, that's pretty forward for back then, you know. The ankle was like the cleavage.
Yeah, I mean, grabbing a girl's leg at any state, any sort of, that's awful, you know.
He was like gripping. And I'm thinking that's pretty forward, you know, because a bit of wrist, bit of ankle back then was like, you know, their way of showing skin, right?
Yeah.
So I just thought that was very, very forward for that time.
Yeah, he's like, "I love a girl with a shapely ankle."
Oh my god, yeah. Very, very manly ankle.
Yeah.
All things considered.
the two guys' rooms are across from Sugar's, and in this room where Joe is, he's like, "Oh, this suitcase too." So basically, he's just nicked Beanstalk, which is a great name. I always thought his name was Beanstalk, but it's spelled Bienstock. Beanstalk.
I think she pronounces as Bean, doesn't she? Or
no, she says Beanstalk.
Oh, she says Beanstalk. Okay.
So, it's really funny that, like, basically he's nicked this suitcase so that he can have guys' clothes. And he's nicked his glasses as well, so Beanstalk can't read anything, can't see anything. The porter is super into Joe. He's like, I love him big and sassy.
Oh God, yeah, the little bellboy,
little bellboys.
Oh God, he's the worst.
He's super into it. He's saying, I just got pinched in the elevator, and he said, now you know how the other half lives.
Yes,
that women are just constantly being harassed.
Yes, I fucking thought that was such an iconic line. Them saying, now you know how the other half live. That is...
It's always been a problem.
Yeah. I wasn't expecting it, you know? I wasn't expecting such a line.
Yeah.
It's great.
And so now it's all switched over because Joe wants to stay. Jerry wants to leave. He's like, we're in Florida, let's make a run for it. And he's like, we've got a job, we're going to get paid, we're in Florida, it's fucking beautiful. Because he wants to get to know Sugar. He wants to dress as a millionaire and lead this girl on, basically. This guy's an asshole. I'm just saying. So they go out for a swim, and he's like, oh, I don't have a bathing suit. I'm going to have a bath instead. But Jerry is so into it. He's with the girls. He's rented a bathing suit. They're all in the sea.
I mean, the thought of renting a bathing suit is making me crease. Yeah, isn't that like... renting...
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't do it now. Maybe people were a bit nicer back then.
Well, I mean, if you look at the bathing suits, they're like... I guess they're more like dresses, but they still have like these little shorts on.
Yeah.
As well, underneath. But yeah, like still, it's very, you know, private parts are...
Yeah. And I do like the way that like Jerry's so into his role as Daphne. Everything he does is very feminine and very excitable. And Sugar says, "Oh, I didn't realize you were such a big girl, and you're so flat chested. I'm so jealous because clothes hang better on you than they do me." And Jerry's just like, "What the fuck is she on about? Like, this is ridiculous."
For who?
What?
Who was saying she's tall and a big girl?
Sugar was saying, I didn't know you were such a big girl. She's looking at her in the bathing suit.
Oh, yeah, that's true. Yeah, sorry. Yeah, she because like they were like, oh, you know, we're gonna me and the girls are gonna go for a swim, and I'm thinking, oh, don't know about that, like, you know, but I didn't know what the bathing suits were gonna look like, right?
Yeah, you know, they're gonna be bikinis, or they're gonna be like.
Yeah,
because even it was because obviously it was shot in the 50s. What's it going to be like, you know?
Well, yeah, because is it going to be like tight? But they seem to be wearing, which is also really weird. But again, I don't know much about how they covered themselves up on the beach around that time. They look like they're wearing fucking robes.
Yeah, they
on
are.
The beach.
They are. They're wearing like. But to be fair, we used to have these after we went swimming. Like, we would have swimming robes. And they were just basically dressing gowns that were toweled, that would have a hood,
Yeah.
And you could, we used to get dried off and we used to sit around, and so I guess they're just like that, which is nice. It's cozy, warm.
Yeah, I'm looking at, what is it, Daphne, I think, in the bathing suit, and it's like a really loose, like jersey like thing with like some loose shorts. But if you look at Marilyn, she's got like booty shorts on, essentially. It's a lot more fitting on her, whereas it's quite interesting seeing this stuff. The fashion at it was the fashion at the time,
Fashion at the time. And obviously while this is happening, Joe has put on the specs that he stole from Beanstalk. He's put the hat on, he's put the nice pinstripe trousers, the shoes, the cravat, the jacket, which all happen to fit him perfectly. These glasses make his eyes very, very magnified.
Yeah, they did. I thought that looks really funny because it's stupid. Depending on how how much you need help with your vision, some of them can make your eyes look huge, right? Depends on how magnified you need them to be, and it's just made him look really funny. And I've known
people that have that, and it's it is. I mean, it looks cute, but also so he's basically done this so that he can like play into everything that he's learned about sugar so far, and he knows that like this girl has opened up to him as another girl about how her relationships have always failed. They're never any good for her. They always leave. They always run away. And he's like, you know what? I'm going to pretend to be someone else completely and eventually leave her because, like, he only wants to get laid, right? Because how long are you going to be able to keep this charade up?
Well, I think it always kind of... No, I mean, I don't know. It's a trope. That trope in itself is like... I want to be a version of this man that she is like attracted to, which is either a saxophone player that she has a weakness for, or a millionaire who has like a yacht and blah, 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 right? So it's like these like two tropes of men. But he opted for, he is what is it? Is it the saxophone player? That she usually, so she has a weakness for his type, right? Obviously, he's disguised as a woman, but he's like, no, I want to play to. I can't play to that type because that's what I am. She won't
go for that because she's like, no, never again am I going to go for a sax player.
Exactly. Yeah.
That I have a weakness for, but here's the other weakness I have, and so he's like, okay, I'll do that then, and bag a woman. It's like, yeah, but. If you pretend to be someone else to get someone to love you, to this degree, something that you are not at all, how far can it possibly go?
Well, I was thinking that because like I said, I hadn't seen this since university and I didn't remember too much about the plot. I just knew that there were like guys who were dressing up as ladies. Yeah. But these movies are usually so lighthearted and so comedic and so silly.
You're not supposed to think about that, are you? Really?
No, exactly. Yeah. But I was thinking when I was watching it, I'm like, how is this going to resolve itself? He's introduced himself as this millionaire with a yacht and he owns Shell and it's so silly but even the resolution is silly, right?
Yeah
when it comes around.
Yeah, absolutely. So Sugar meets him and he's like very dismissive about everything, like he's being an asshole. So she's dead interested because he's like a millionaire and he might come and see them play later. And Jerry's like, come on, let's go and tell Josephine about who we met. Let's run. Expecting Joe not to be in the room at all because he is obviously in completely different clothes on the beach. And yet I like the way that maybe she went shopping. I bet she's going to walk through that door in a completely different outfit. And she's going to come through that door in a brand new outfit. Yet they find him in the bath singing with wig on, makeup on, completely completely like fine, telling the story. He stands up and he's still in the outfit.
Oh, I love that. He was so angry as well at his friend. He was like, why are you wanna? Yeah. He gets out of the bath really annoyed. Like, you tried to, like, you know, mess up my plan, you bastard. Like, what are you doing?
But also, like, Jerry's like, this is the meanest thing. I've seen you do some low-life tricks, but this is the meanest one.
It's so unhinged.
Anyway, he makes a call. Oh no, he doesn't make a call. The phone rings and it's Osgood, and he's trying to talk to Daphne and saying, I wanted to have supper on my yacht, the New Caledonia. There's no crew, just me and her in the sea. I'll pick her up after the show. And so Joe's like, oh, of course, yeah, your yacht, just two of you. Oh my God. So he's set this date up, and he's like, I'm going to go instead of you. You're going to stay on the shore with Osgood while I use his yacht.
Yep.
Which is like, okay. Okay.
Yeah, how the hell is this going to play out? This plan is crazy.
He's going to take
How are you
going to
get on this man's yacht? You know, a yacht typically
without anyone noticing.
Yeah, a yacht typically has, you know, it's staffed, right? Like, depending on how big it is.
He says, like, he's given the crew the night off.
Well,
et
he somehow manages to convince her of who he is, and there's a lot of convenient things going on, right? Like the fact that there's no staff on the boat. It's like, oh yeah, they've got the night off, blah blah blah. Oh, where would, if I was this person, where would I leave that? And you know, it's so funny how it's navigating the yacht with her there, and the whole scene is just so stupid and funny.
It's really So during the show, Osgood sends flowers to Daphne on stage, this massive amount of flowers, and it just so happens that Joe has a card saying that they're from Junior, the millionaire that she met on the beach. So he just nicked flowers as well. He's nicking the yacht. He says he runs off. He meets Sugar on the pier to get in the motorboat, while Daphne is trying to convince Osgood that she gets seasick, so they go dancing instead.
Yeah. Sorry, just to go back to her singing on stage.
Yeah.
That fucking dress.
Oh my God, that dress is so good.
It's beautiful. So good. But like, good Lord.
Her honkers.
You can see her fucking tits.
Yeah.
Like,
they're really good.
They're great, but I'm thinking, like, that's a lot for the time, right?
Yeah.
Like, they're only really covering, like, there's a bit of, like, what's it called? Not embroidery. Like, the
embellishments,
sparkly,
like the rhinestones.
The rhinestones and stuff, like, really around, like, the nipple area.
That's just covering up the key areas.
Yeah, and there's like a bit of light that's like on just above like where her collarbone is. So it's not focusing on her boobs, but there's another version of that dress in black later on, I'm pretty sure, or like a similar one.
Similar.
Yeah, and I'm thinking that must have been pretty like outrageous.
She does have her tits are amazing. Her body is fantastic.
Yeah, like, she's got like a real fucking like shape to her.
Like, there's no wonder that she was who she was, you know?
Oh,
like,
va-va-voom.
Va-va-voom. She's beauty. So she meets him on the pier in this dress, in this mink stole, and he's in his fucking captain's outfit. He's still got his earrings on. It's like, whoops, gotta take them off. And he can only drive the little speedboat thing backwards. He doesn't know how to put it in forward gear.
And he's like, oh, is it okay if we go backwards? It would take a bit longer, but...
It's like, okay.
She knew more than he did, funnily enough.
Yeah. So they get on it, and he's still like being really quiet. And he's like, I don't know where they've set up supper. And he's looking all over the place. He doesn't know this boat at all. But they find, she's like, oh, it's set up in there. And it's this gorgeous little room with a bar and a fish. And there's the pheasant and everything. And he sets up a lie that girls don't do it for him. He just feels nothing.
Oh my God, this whole thing was just so...
For fuck's sake!
Oh my God, it's like, oh, I feel nothing with it. I'm just
and
like,
so
Jesus
she's kissing
Christ.
him. She's kissing him saying, what about now? What about now? What about now? And it's like, no, for fuck. Oh my God, you horrible person.
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck?
What the fuck?
It's like she's put the radio on. She's like trying to get him to be more forward, and he's obviously loving it, like, because she's coming on to him, and he's saying like, oh, I owe some money to the milk fund, because she said she used to sell kisses for the milk fund or whatever at school, which is great.
God. And I was like, what the fuck is the milk fund?
I guess it's for like school to buy milk for the kids, so people would pay to kiss her. So he's like, let's remind me to donate money to the milk fund, because finally he's loving it. He's like, oh, you've changed everything for me. So they have a really great date, obviously.
Also, I guess he's looking at him now during the scene where he's got the glasses on. You know, I mean, he's wearing makeup and stuff like that when he's in the drag. Let's say drag. But yeah, the glasses and his hair, like, really it does disguise the way he looks. Yeah, it looks really different.
He does look different, and the way he stands and holds himself, and he puts on that stupid accent. Yeah. And
I think there's a line about that somewhere. I think Daphne makes a comment about his, like, the way he goes, no one talks like that. And I was like, yes, you're right. British people aren't real. Because I think it almost sounds British. I don't know what accent he's trying to pull off, but
there is I think he puts on a voice, and I've read this before.
Yeah, I would love to know what accent he's trying to go for.
He's putting on an accent that sounds like somebody else that he thought was a funny thing to do, I think. I'm trying to I'll find the trivia for it, but he, in this, when he's like this, when he's dressed like this, he looks like one of my old school friends, like the spitting image of one of my school friends.
That is like, so funny.
The sort of blank expression that he has on his face.
Yeah, I mean, well, that's why I get like a British impression that he's trying to like pull off like a rich British millionaire of sorts. But I don't know. Or maybe he's trying to go for a pompous type of...
It's Cary Grant. He was trying to be Cary Grant.
Cary Grant. Wait, what's his name in the movie? It's Josephine. What accent is... Well, it's not Josephine, it's
Joe.
Joe.
Playing Junior.
What accent is Joe?
Oh yeah, no, he's trying to be Cary Grant, but in a really strange way. I'm listening to Cary Grant talking now.
So Cary Grant's American though. So he's trying to pull off a pompous American accent? Let me hear.
We'll pause the podcast here for a moment, editor.
Oh my goodness.
So there you go.
Oh, I love films around that time. They do something to me. I don't know why.
They're very comforting.
They are. You know how, like, I think I've said it to you before, but some films today, and I don't know if it's because it's being filmed in digital or what, and when films are filmed on actual film, it gives a whole different vibe and aesthetic. Films today feel way too real, as opposed to a film from back then where it feels like it's an actual film and it doesn't feel real and it feels otherworldly and it feels like another mythical, incredible, fantastical thing. You know what I mean? Whereas some films today just feel too real, and I don't feel like I'm taken to another plane of existence with some films today. Yeah. When I'm looking at this clip that you've sent me from this
North by Northwest,
I feel so transported.
It's just something that comforts me. There's the way that the film and the sound. The sound is sort of in a very muted way. You know, the film itself is muted. The colors are sort of, everything's very grainy, and it's just a comforting feeling. It's like being blanketed. And I was thinking like, oh, black and white films are very nice and stuff, but I never really got into them as much until it was sort of like the later end of, like, obviously the late 50s and early 60s black and white films, because of the quality of it just went up, and it's got this such a dreamy, beautiful feel about it that I don't mind that it's in black and white. I used to be really pissed off when my mom put a black and white film on. I was like, oh, I hate it.
I think the older you get, the more film that you're exposed to, you start to get a new appreciation for it, because we're getting further and further away from black and white and film itself, like 35 millimeter film, and you get a newfound appreciation for it, because I think we've been exposed to so much shit, so much slop in cinema that when I see black and white film and when I see 35 millimeter film, I go, fucking hell, that's beautiful.
Yeah.
God, I miss and I want more of that, you know? And it's
why I love old films so much more than the newer ones, because they don't have whatever charm it was seems to be lost in bigger films now in Hollywood. I love low budget stuff these days. You know, when people are making films themselves, because they have such a tiny budget, they can only do so much. And
it enables and it forces creative thinking and creative problem solving.
Yeah.
When you're limited in resources and money, you're forced to think outside the box.
Exactly.
When you have things that just with the click of a button can fix something.
Yeah,
you know, you can see that, and when you're being forced to think outside the box, you're left with like beautiful solutions.
Yes,
I think.
And it's like this film was probably still very cutting edge because it was a big budget film, but at the same time, we look back at it now and we think that it's very quaint because of what it is and what it has. And
well, it's so different. Like, if you think about I don't know how to explain it correctly, but the way they talk, right? They're like, see, oh, dame, and oh, why I ordered, oh, little fucking Timothy fucking toothpick, and it's
Timothy fucking toothpick.
Timothy toothpick. It's just so weird and so otherworldly and so old Hollywood, but in a really cool way. And it feels different, and it feels like you are being transported. And not a lot of TV shows, sometimes they really miss the mark. Like, one of my favorite TV shows, and one that does it so well, is Mad Men.
Right.
And it's about like the Madison Avenue advertising men and women of the time in like I think the 50s and 60s and like early 70s. And it's so fascinating because it's still being filmed on film as well. So it's giving you that effect, even though it's being filmed and produced in like the early 2000s. The way that they've done it is so amazing, and it really makes you feel like you're watching something that was filmed in the 50s and the 60s, and you're seeing it in this color, and it's so breathtaking and it's beautiful. And I'm really starting to get sad that we're moving away from film.
Yeah.
Because it really does lend itself to produce things that feel like they have a soul in a way.
There's absolutely a reason why film is romanticized in such a way, because it is so, it adds so much to it that is stripped back when people are going for more realistic things. Like I've got to make it clearer. We've got to make everything look
crisp.
Yeah, we're going to make everything look real. Everything's got to look real now, and it's like, well, I mean, you can go for realism, but sometimes the charm is what happens when you miss that realism as well. Like,
yeah, when you go too overboard.
Like, it's like when you're drawing something, right? And it doesn't end up looking how you expected it to look at all, but you still really like it. You know?
You just reminded me of the artwork we painted. In the
oh my God.
Oh God.
We will do a little plug here. We did a members video for the Yogscast, in which we painted one another in the park. We did one of those, it's a TikTok trend where it's like you sit across from each other, you do a painting, and you show the other person it, and then you show one another it. And stereotypically, the ones on TikTok, like one of them is an artist and one of them has done really, really good. And then the other person, usually the bloke in the relationship, it just looks like absolute garbage.
I'm the bloke in the relationship.
She's the bloke in the relationship. Right.
Spoiler alert.
Spoiler alert. It was absolutely fucking amazing. I loved it. So,
oh God,
that was good fun. But yeah, like, so we love film. We love it.
I love film. I'm just obsessed with watching anything now from like anything from the like early 2000s or like even before, like 90s, 80s, whatever. I just want to see the film grain. It's such a nice little touch because, you know, I don't know, she's got like a different feel to it. And I know it's like romanticized, but for good reason.
Yeah, definitely.
I think.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, this film is just fantastic.
It's beautiful.
And I don't know how much a lot of people will watch black and white films today. I think more and more maybe they would.
Definitely, like, it's a generational thing.
I think it is, but if we were to talk to like, I don't know, Ravs or I don't know, like someone like in our age group, I feel like they probably would not watch a lot of black and white films.
No, I think there has to be a very specific sort of person that would want to, you know?
Yeah.
But their date went well.
Very
on
well.
The boat. Yeah, he was like, I fucking got some snogs in there. And Osgood and Daphne also had a very good date dancing.
Oh, I love so they're on their date, Sugar and Joe. It's Joe, right?
Yeah, it's Joe.
Yeah, Sugar
Junior
and Joe
on their
Junior, yeah, and then there's like the flashes to the scene where Daphne is dancing with Osmond.
It's
and
a
it's
good,
so
like,
it's
the whip shot, like the
yeah, because he's like, oh, I don't like Osmond, and like, why am I doing this? And like, I'm doing this for my friend. But then they show him like really enjoying the night,
and he gets engaged. He's proposed to. And
he's literally entertaining the idea. More than entertaining the idea.
He's going to get married. He's like, we're planning a June wedding. And he's like, well, what are you going to do about the honeymoon? He's like, well, we're thinking of going here and maybe here. He's like, you're never going to pull this off. But he's like, why not? Like, his mother will be fine with me. He's just not thinking clearly enough about...
No, he's asking him questions like, what are you going to do about the honeymoon? What are you going to do about this? And he's answering it as if he is a fucking bride-to-be. Yeah, as if he's a girl.
So Joe's like, you're a boy, remember you're a boy. And he's like, oh boy, I wish I was dead. So he says it again, just in the opposite way. But he got a bracelet out of the situation as well.
Daphne did, yeah. Daphne got I was like, wow.
But you
wow.
Anyway, they're impressed. He's impressed by that. He's like, oh, it's our bracelet. He's going to pawn that when he gets back. When he gets back home. So, well, who's turned up at the hotel for a lover, an enjoyer of... It's a convention is being held in the hotel of people who appreciate Italian opera. Friends of Italian opera. And do you know who's here?
That's us!
Hey! It's Spats, Columbo, and friends. It's actually like a mob meetup where all the different gangs turn up to have a get together.
Families. They're families.
Sorry, the families show up, and so you've got.
You don't like gangster stuff, do you?
I don't understand gangster stuff. I mean, I probably like it if I watched more of it. I just.
So, like, have you ever... I mean, this is a really fucking dumb question. Have you ever seen Goodfellas?
Yes.
You have?
I have, yeah.
Against your will?
No, I don't remember it very well, but I do remember watching it. So I have a neutral opinion of it because I don't remember it. But I'm not going to say I hate it, and I'm not going to say I like it. I can't do that, not without... information.
not without remembering. So like The Godfather. Have you ever seen any of The Godfathers?
Yeah, I think I've seen the first one, but I don't think I enjoyed it very much.
Okay, Scarface. I feel like you've seen Scarface.
I've seen Scarface.
That feels like one that you might enjoy.
Yeah, again, I don't remember. Like they all sort of merged together in my head. So
yeah,
it's something that I need to. I'll tell you what, I will do this. I will set out on a journey. I will quest to look at more mobster type movies and just see what happens. Just see if I enjoy it, because that's what life is about. You've got to open your mind.
I am just going to go out on a limb and say, I don't really think it's your thing, but
that's
I can.
Okay.
No, but I just... Yeah, I feel like you won't like mobster stuff because there's different types of mobster stuff, right? There's like the old school mobster stuff, and then there's like the Sopranos mobster stuff, right?
Yeah,
I really fucking love the Sopranos.
I know you do. Like that's something that I do know about you.
I love it. It's so good because it's not just. Because it's, what is it? It's HBO, I think, right?
Right.
And it's not just your typical mobster stuff. There is the typical mobster stuff in there, but there's the psychological, clever side of it as well that it, gets you thinking a bit more. I do like mob stuff. I think it's very stereotypical, but, I like it. I like Mafia, like the Mafia games. They're pretty cool.
She loves it.
I love So you gotta maybe watch one kind of mob movie. I do.
I need to set out on a quest. I need to challenge myself. Well,
I mean, Mafia. The Heat is kind of a mafia film, and we all know how you feel about Heat.
Yeah, but I've been told that I've missed the mark on it, so I need to give it another shot.
I think you will hate it. If I had to, so we have an idea that we're going to rewatch Heat and do it as a bonus episode for the Patreon people. So upon rewatch, if I had to take a bet, I really do feel like you're gonna hate it even more, or it's going to solidify your hatred.
Yeah, but I don't know that because I've been told. It was right at the start of YOMP, and it was like.
Do you think you've grown as a person?
I might have grown as a person in that time. Sometimes you've got to give things second, third watches.
I have been proven wrong in that I've hated something initially and then watched it or played it I've given it another chance and I've gone, actually, that's really, really good.
Sure.
We'll see.
We learn, we change all the time.
I feel that way about Beverly Loughlin. When I was watching it at first, I was like, because maybe that's another one to rewatch. Like, when I first started watching it, I'm thinking, God, this is naff. Nothing's happening. It's nonsense. It's what the fuck is going on? It's silly. Nothing's really happening. But I think if I was to rewatch it, I would really enjoy it.
Yeah, we don't really know, do we? Until we try it. And
or retry.
Yeah. It's always worth a go.
I think so. I think you should always try to give something that you wouldn't necessarily have watched or listened to or played or even, or tried. You give things a go.
Yeah. And
you never know.
That's the thing. You grow as a person and you give things second, third chances. I mean, I'm happy to do that. I would love to just prove myself right that everything sucks in the world and
solidify.
I'm just going to solidify the fact that I am super cool and yeah.
Well, I mean, listen, Heat is like, going back to Heat, it's one of those films that literally everybody loves. Everybody loves Heat. So when they find out that you do not, in fact, like it, you hate it, they're like, what? It's crazy.
Evil.
You're evil. You have no idea what you're talking about.
I mean, I don't. My friend Zirconix said, I can actually read you the text message that he sent. Because I said, I'm watching Some Like It Hot for YOMP, and he said, do you like it? And I said, I love it. It was my choice. I think you're really cool, and I enjoy the stuff you produce and the things that you do. When it comes to film choices, I'm with G 100%.
But the thing is, I like to choose. Like, I do. I know a lot of people think I'm a basic fucking bitch, and they go, oh, she just chooses middle of the line, films that like a lot of people will find that they're popular or whatever.
Yeah.
I do watch other fucking films that are, a bit more. Think so. I do. I genuinely do. It. Oh, but like I watched Dark Waters the other day. Dark Water, the Japanese film.
We would be Japanese.
Dude, I know, right? Playing into the weeb. Yeah. But that's really fucking good. That's a really good film. And I've watched the Korean horror film where they're in an asylum. I know it doesn't narrow it down, but I watched The Crazies. I watched so many films that I wouldn't put on my YOMP list.
Of course. Like, this is the thing. Like, and it's not basic to enjoy movies that other people enjoy, right? This isn't a podcast where we are better than other people because of our film opinions. Okay?
No, it's just people have opinions about like the type of films that we typically will put on our lists, right?
Yeah. And
which is fair enough.
I'm a fucking cellar goblin, which is fine. I don't care, It's I love the films that I love. G loves the films that she loves. And the fact that we meet in the middle sometimes is fantastic.
Sometimes, yeah, the stars align and we end up liking the same film.
And that's the thing, right? So we have different tastes and we're still good friends. But the point is that we're not a podcast where we're like, we're going to talk about all of these artsy-fartsy films. And we're also not a podcast that goes, we're going to talk about Marvel movies and Star Wars all the time.
Oh, my God.
Are just going to do anything and everything. We're pretty
chill. You would die if I was to put a Marvel film on the list. I think you might actually.
Why do you think I would die? Not you. You'd get murdered.
True, actually.
I come round your house. I know where you fucking live. I've been there.
Discord cut you off. It cut you off as you said, I know you fuck. The sentiments there, I knew where she was.
The sentiments there.
Shoot. Oh, God. I might do it to you one day. One day, I might do it to you.
She's going to...
Pay back for the fucking Neil Breen movies, bro.
As if. You're just going to... It's never going to happen, because I'm just not going to show up.
If it's going to be a Marvel movie, we'll have a guest, and then it might soften the blow.
Yeah, that would be the I would be able to maybe do. I don't know. I'd struggle. I'd really struggle.
You'd still struggle. What's the only one? What's the only Marvel film you think you've seen, or you've seen?
Don't know. I literally can't remember.
She literally can't remember.
Oh, mate, what Marvel films have there been? There've been so many. Right. Marvel films. Okay.
I know we're going off on a tangent, but
we're going off on a wonderful tangent.
Know.
I don't mind by this. We can wrap up this fucking stupid movie anytime. Marvel Cinematic Universe. Okay. Wow. Let's just fucking leave that one. I need a list. Give me the list. List of Marvel Cinematic Universe films.
I feel like you haven't seen any. If you'd seen any, it would be from from
no.
Yeah, I feel like you've not seen a single one.
No. Never seen. No. The Multiverse Saga Phase 4. No. I haven't seen a single. I haven't seen it. No, that's not on it. No.
Oh, rubbing my hands menacingly.
I can hear it. I can hear you rubbing your hands. Fucking hell.
Puts hands on thighs.
I haven't seen a single one.
Oh, this is so fucking hilarious. Oh.
Have I seen Iron Man?
That maybe might have been the only one, because maybe a boyfriend forced you to watch it at some point ages ago. Maybe.
I haven't seen the Avengers. Now, Iron Man, maybe, and it would have been because of a boyfriend, because... Yeah. God, I don't think I have. I remember Iron Man. I remember Tony Stark being in an outfit in his fucking his face.
So you may have seen one of them then.
No, well, I think I've just seen a clip of it. I don't think I've seen it because I was 19 when that came out, and my boyfriend was cool. My boyfriend was Ryan Gosling when I was.
Oh yes, I remember.
Yeah. So
one day I might.
I haven't seen a single fucking one. They just haven't.
And the question is, do I put the best of the best or like one of the bad ones? Is the question.
What about DC films?
Hold on, if you had to pick a film from that list that you go, it like maybe it might be interesting, which one do you think it would be?
None of them.
If you had to, if you really had to, like, would it be a Spider-Man one?
No, it wouldn't be a fucking Spoody Man. Oh, it might be a Spoody Man, actually. Which is
like a Tobey Maguire one?
Yeah. I'd watch Tobey Maguire.
Yes!
I do like Andrew Garfield. He's
yes! Okay, I have to.
Because we've seen him wanking, so, you know.
No.
Doctor Strange is that the one with what's his face in it? Yeah.
Benedict Flumberback.
Yeah, no thank you.
We've seen him. I love her logic. We've seen Andrew Garfield wanking, therefore I could
like
possibly
him.
Yeah, I
I'd
like
watch
him.
Tobey Maguire because
he's such a meme.
Yeah, I like Tobey Maguire. I think he's a cutie.
That is so funny. Okay, so maybe one of the Spider-Man films.
Spooty.
Okay, I'm gonna keep that in my little pocket.
Fuck.
I mean, it's gonna be like Sophie. It's gonna be iconic.
Can we get Tobey Maguire on the podcast to talk to me about it?
Oh, I'd love that.
Help me, Tobey Maguire.
This is a cry for help.
What year was it?
I mean, those are like mid 2000. Like, hold on, Tobey Maguire, Spider-Man,
Booty Man
movies. Oh, not even. Sorry, fuck. I feel old. 2002.
Oh, I wasn't even looking at those. The list that I'm on in the Marvel Cinematic Universe doesn't go that far Marvel. Back.
No, that's Sony. You don't know, girl. You don't know.
I don't know.
So that's when Sony had the rights to Spider-Man, and then with Tom Holland's Spider-Man, they finally brought Spider-Man into the MCU.
Right.
I know, okay. I know. This is the drama you didn't know, Sophie.
Okay, but Howard the Duck is part of a Marvel thing, and that's shit.
Howard the Duck was actually at the end of a Guardians of the Galaxy film, if you can fucking believe it.
I do know that fact, but I don't know much else ever.
They don't really elaborate. He's just in there for some... I think it was in Guardians or something. It's in one of the films. I just remember seeing Howard the Duck and I'm like, hello?
Hello?
I'd watch that. Why are you here?
I don't know. It's bad.
Well, that's so funny. Okay, well, I'm going to put that in my pocket for now.
She's putting it in her pocket for me.
Put it in my little pocket, and maybe this will be the first... I mean, that's not MCU, if we're going for Tobey Maguire, but strictly, I'll still count it.
It's not strictly
It's
MCU.
A superhero film. It's a superhero film, typically which you do not like to watch, and you do not like these films, so we'll see.
We'll see. She's really challenging me, actually, right now, isn't she?
I am, and maybe you have to think about one for me.
Maybe you have to think about what you've done to deserve this, Sophie. You horrible cow.
Well, I know, and everybody knows that you do not like that kind of stuff. Yeah. So it would be really funny and really interesting to see your opinion, because everybody loves Spider-Man. Everybody loves the Tobey Maguire Spider-Man. I would love to see what you think. If everybody loves it. Yeah.
I haven't got too much of a choice, have I? Because everybody loves it.
Well, it's so exciting to me. Genuinely so exciting.
That's great.
But yeah, that's one for the pocket. Back to the end of this film.
Yes.
We were talking about a film. I know we got sidetracked, but...
Well, the family... The mobsters, the gangs all show up at this hotel in Florida for some fucking reason. There is a convention for mobsters, and they spot the girls in the lift that, oh my God, they do look familiar. These are the only guys that actually managed to go, I recognize you in this outfit.
It's crazy because they're trying to get away from them, and then they disguise themselves as women. They go all the way to Florida, and then somehow, again, wrong place, wrong time. They end up, this mobsters end up in freaking Florida for the Friends of Italian Opera convention.
Yeah.
Crazy stuff.
It's the head. What do they call main boss man? The Don.
I guess the Don, yeah.
Well, he's leading the table. They're chasing him around, whatever. It's quite funny.
I love that shot where I think Daphne's looking in the little mirror, and then I love that shot so much.
She looks
and
in
it
her
shows the mobsters. Oh,
yeah.
It's so fabulous.
It's like they've superimposed it onto the circle, and it's like, oh, it's so good, it's so clever.
Yeah, I was not expecting that, genuinely, because that is like must have been a hard thing to pull off, right?
Well, they were doing special effects like as soon as film existed, but it's like it's a nice little touch that they thought to do that.
Yeah.
And at the time, because they realise the mobsters are there, they basically like, shit, what the fuck are we going to do? I can't leave without saying goodbye to Sugar. So Joe makes a phone call and he's like, I'm really sorry. I've got to go. I've got to go marry some woman in South America. It's a merger, if you know what I mean. And he takes the orchids that were given to Daphne. He takes the bracelet that was given to Daphne and he shoves them outside a door and he says, I mean, this is someone that spent one night. They've spent like less than a night together. And she's now singing in tears on a stage because he's had to say goodbye. And they're running around away from the mob. I've forgotten where I was going with this.
Well, she's on stage singing. She's like, "Wow, I'm so sad. Oh, he's leaving me." And then the mobsters are all having their little sit down with like a big, because it's somebody's birthday. But it's not actually his birthday. They're saying, "Spats, you've got a birthday coming up," and he's like, "No, it's not for months." And he's like, "No, we've got you a cake." So they start singing for "He's a Jolly Good Fellow," and a guy jumps out of the cake and shoots them. Because toothpick fucking Tony, what did you call him? Toothpick Timmy. Toothpick Timmy.
Toothpick Charlie, he loved him and it's a shame. But, I mean, the policeman's also here because, of course, he fucking is. Like, gets gunned down. Nobody seems particularly bothered that there's been loads of machine gun fire in the ballroom.
Forget about it.
Forget about it.
Don't worry about it.
He's like, you let two witnesses go, you fucking dickhead. Little do they know, the witnesses are hiding under the table. Oh. And I like the speech that the Don's giving. Some people might say that that's a bit sloppy, but I say it's human. Some people might say this, but I say this. I love that. The policeman just walks in like dead fucking like, don't matter, whatever. I'm come to get you. They're still running around trying to escape, and they say, "Oh my God, those two, get those fucking guys." He's like, "What happened?" The policeman's like, "What happened here?" He's like, "Something in the cake didn't agree with them. Nobody leaves the room until I get the recipe." And so Marilyn Monroe Sugar is singing. She's very sad because she's been dumped. Tony Curtis, his character Joe, goes up dressed as Josephine and gives her a snog because he can't help himself. And she's like, "Josephine, oh my God!" Anyway, they make a run for it. They're meeting Osgood at the pier because Daphne was like, "Meet me at the pier, Osgood. We're going to run away." So they all get in this little boat, and Sugar's like, wait for me. So she turns up as well. On a freaking
bicycle.
Zooming
down the pier, by the way.
The black version of that dress.
Yeah.
Ooh, beautiful. And we get to the last scene, and this is one of the most classic scenes.
It is a classic scene, yeah. This is a pretty iconic one.
Daphne's trying to say, "Why I can't marry you? I smoke all the time. I'm not a natural blonde." And Osgood's like, don't matter. He's like, and he says, "Oh, for God's sake, I'm a man." He's like, "Nobody's perfect."
Yeah, he's like, "I'm going to level with you. We can't get married." And he says, "I'm not a natural blonde." He's like, "I don't care." He's like, "I can never have children. I don't care. We can adopt." And then he ends with, "I'm a man." He's like, "Nobody's perfect."
And that's the last line of the film. Yeah. And it's such a classic. Like everybody loves that fucking line. Like that's the most iconic one, I'd say.
It's fabulous. It is really brilliant. A fabulous film.
So that was Some Like It Hot. A Sophie pick, which is, that's nice. It's nice to have. And I would love to know what G-Star thought of it. Obviously, you've seen it before. You know what the deal is.
I do. Like I said, I hadn't seen it since I don't know,
1960.
1960. No, like 2013, 2014, maybe. So it'd been a while. So I'd forgotten like the gist of the plot and everything. But yeah, it's a great film. Love Marilyn, and I love the writing. The plot is so wacky and funny and farcical, and it's great. I love it. I think it's a really, really great film. So it's gonna get an 8 from me.
Brilliant stuff. I'm very happy to hear it. Again, this is one of my. This is one of This is a one from my childhood, basically, and I'm very happy to being able to share it with you. So I would give this a 7 out of 10. It's a comfort thing. It's very funny. It's well done, and I love it a lot. It's great. So yeah,
I love the pictures. It's if you look at the IMDb and you go through the gallery, and there's a lot of pictures that are in black and white, but there's a lot in color.
There's a lot in color because color film was still a thing back then.
Yeah.
So it was just a choice to put it in black and white, I assume. Maybe. I
don't know. Wait, so when did color film start? Oh, okay, so as early as 1899.
Oh, yeah, but that doesn't count.
That doesn't count. But yeah, to see a lot of the photos
in color, absolutely beautiful.
Yeah, look, if you go to the gallery, it's amazing because you see the intended color of the guys' dresses and their outfits, and Marilyn like on the beach, and oh my god, it's
really
incredible.
Nice to see.
Some of these shots are just breathtaking.
But we can't have trans women in bathrooms.
This film was ahead of its time.
Way ahead of its time. I love this film. It's so good. I'm still looking at the pictures because.
Me too. I'm mesmerized by this. I genuinely am, because there's a lot of like blooper shots and behind the scenes shots, and nowadays we don't get blooper scenes. We don't get blooper shots a lot anymore.
Something else that you miss out from.
That makes me sad, and I think it makes a lot of people sad that we don't get blooper shots and blooper outtakes anymore. It's like, why?
I know. It's not fair, is it? No, it's just not on.
It isn't on.
What a cool film. I hope everybody else enjoyed it too. So what did this film make what was the cost and
budget was 2.9 million. And I think it made a box office of 49 million, which
bloody hell.
That's insane.
That is mad.
Yeah, because, put it in today's amount, that's probably a shitload.
Yeah, it's fucking incredible. I mean, I understand though, because it is a really good film. Even for the time, for today, it's held up so well.
I think it has, yeah. I think it's like I said, clever script, clever writing, a lot going on, good acting, and just, really well played out from start to finish. It keeps you engaged and hooked, and you're like, what the hell is going to happen here?
Yeah.
How is this going to play out? And I thought they did a really good job.
I did too. So a movie reviewer asked Tony Curtis why his Josephine was so much more feminine than Daphne. Curtis explained that he was so scared to be playing a woman, or a man to be pretending to be one, that his tightly wound body language could be read as demure and shy, traditionally feminine traits, whereas Lemon, who was completely unbothered and ran out of his dressing room screaming like the Queen of the May, kept much more of his masculine body language.
And I think that's great, because it's their interpretation of how they want to present themselves as being feminine, because they're trying to present themselves as feminine, but in a campy, fun way, right?
Yeah.
It's their interpretation of what they would do in a fun way to look and present and act like a woman, right?
Yeah.
And both of them doing their own take on it as opposed to just trying to stick to one formula.
Yes.
Was more entertaining.
So when they first put on the female makeup and costumes, they walked around Goldwyn Studios lot to see if they could pass as women. Then they tried using mirrors in public ladies' rooms to fix their makeup, and when none of the women using it complained, they knew they could be convincing as women. So, I mean, I think that a lot of girls, even if they did notice, they wouldn't have said anything, because honestly, it's really, we don't give a shit.
I think it's like, I also had a really, like, doing something like this. I mean, I know men have been playing as women for quite, like, what is it, pantomime? Where they're
pantomime.
Yeah, so it's not, like, unusual for a man to be playing as a woman, but I feel like this may have been controversial.
I maybe. We'll see if we get to a...
Let's have a look. Thing. Controversy. So some like it. I mean, this is a fucking AI overview, so pinch of salt. But face the controversy regarding its portrayal of gender and sexuality, particularly its depiction of transgender characters. I mean, they're not. They are and they're not really. Like, they're just cross-dressing. Like, because they're trying to get away with, you know, being spotted and picked out by a mafia.
AI but I guess it doesn't know what it's doing. It doesn't know what it's trying to say.
What the fuck? Listen to this! That's so... What? Monroe demanded dozens of retakes and did not remember her lines or acted as directed. Curtis famously said that kissing her was like kissing Hitler due to the number of retakes.
What the fuck? You can't just... oh my... That's just the stupidest thing to say ever. That's the dumbest fucking thing.
I do wonder if that's actually true, or if it's just bollocks, but yeah, I remember watching and thinking this might have been a bit out there for a film at the time, but let's have a look. What other trivia can we find?
So, a preview audience laughed so hard after Daphne's announcement of the engagement that a lot of the dialogue was missed. It was reshot with pauses, and the maraca gimmick added to allow for this.
Okay.
Marilyn Monroe wanted the movie to be shot in colour, but Billy Wilder convinced her to let it be shot in black and white when the costume test revealed that the makeup that Tony Curtis and Jack Lemmon wore gave their faces a green tinge.
Yeah, so I don't know how true this is because I've seen videos of this recently, but apparently people have been, because I saw a girl doing makeup, right, on an Instagram reel, and the filter was in black and white, and her makeup looked normal in black and white.
I've seen that exact reel.
You know where I'm going with this, right?
Yes.
And then when the black and white filter comes off, her face is green and like funky colors. And it's like, she's basically saying that they used all these weird funky colors to make it stand out because the film was on screen, because it's got the black and white filter or the black and white filming. So I don't know how true that is, but apparently it is.
It is. Yeah, I think it'll be a thing. But I mean, I don't know why they wouldn't just shoot it in color.
Yeah,
and
with
change the makeup. Yeah,
because I think sometimes they use green under normal makeup anyway for like color balancing and stuff.
I do, because if I've got, like, if my nose is more red one day and I don't want it to be pink, then I will use green color corrector, and it works. It works perfectly. It just makes it, because the opposite sides of the color wheel, and you can get lavender for, like, lavender sort of color for, like, I think if you've got like bruises or something, you can even it out. It's very clever.
Yeah, that's true.
So that's quite a cool little thing. A male cabaret dancer named Barbette tried to teach Tony Curtis and Jack Lemmon to walk in heels. After about a week, Lemmon declined his help, saying he didn't want to walk like a woman, but like a man trying to walk like a woman. I'm reading that thing that Marilyn Monroe required 47 takes to get "It's Me, Sugar" correct.
I saw
Instead
that.
of saying
yeah.
"Sugar, it's me" or "It's sugar me." After take 30, Billy Wilder had the line written on a blackboard. She kept asking, "Where's the bonbon?" He pasted the correct line in one of the drawers, and then she became confused about which drawer contained the line. What the fuck? 59 takes were required for this scene.
She notoriously, I like, there's been a lot of documentaries about her and a lot of like things that show her acting and her whatever, and I've seen a lot of Marilyn Monroe movies and documentaries and stuff, and there's just a lot of things saying that she had to like do loads of takes, and she would get confused really easily, and she'd get like, she'd have to do a certain scene or act under certain circumstances when she was ready, when she felt ready.
Difficult to work with.
Yeah, she was very eccentric apparently, but I don't know how much of that was.
Well, she did have
she took a lot of barbiturates.
Yeah, which
probably
was the
help.
end of her. Yeah, well, and she had a very strained past and stuff. So, yeah. So Tony Curtis hated that his own performance deteriorated over the course of 30 or more takes, often needed to get a good scene out of Marilyn Monroe.
Well, I don't blame him, right?
Yeah.
Because you feel like if you're nailing it 1 time, 2 time, 3 time, for how many times are you going to nail it?
Honestly, it's going
to deteriorate over the fucking, how many times are you going to do it? Of course you're going to, by the time you get to number 30, even before, you're like, oh my God, how many times?
I know. Oh my God. Yeah. So I love this film, and I'm so glad to have shared it with you, and our listeners as well.
Yeah.
I'm still reading. It's really good that there's so much trivia, but it also, we've got shit to do today, man.
There is a lot of trivia, and we have gone on a lot of tangents, but
I do love our tangents.
They're great. But yeah, we hope you enjoyed, this episode, and we hope you enjoyed watching Some Like It Hot as well. Thank you, Sophie.
Tony Curtis's falsetto voice was redubbed in a recording studio. He wasn't happy with Tony Curtis's voice. I thought it sounded dubbed. I wonder if it exists anywhere. But yeah, thank you so much for listening today. We have lists. You have a list.
I do have a list, and I have it ready to go. And the dice.
Oh my God! Let me go and find some dice, babies.
So we've got Crocodile Dundee, Hot Fuzz, Blade Runner 2049, Cool World, Neon Demon, and Silent Hill.
Fabulous.
I'm really dreading Neon Demon, because it's like, I know I want to share this with you because it's atrocious, and I want to prove to you that director that did Drive is also just terrible.
Just garbage, yeah.
Yeah, but I'm just dreading the moment we do actually have to watch it, and I'm never ever mentally prepared for it.
Okay.
Oh God, okay. It's Silent Hill!
It's Silent Hill, okay. That's pretty good. That's good.
Have you ever seen Silent Hill?
I haven't. I know a lot about it, but I've never seen it.
Oh my fucking God! You know what's funny? I just watched this film over the weekend.
Well, then you already know it all.
Well, I've seen it before, and this this movie is it tries to stick to the first Silent Hill game.
Right.
So, yeah, like Silent Hill's one of my favorite fucking game franchises ever. So, as far as video game movie adaptations go, it's not half bad.
Okay, that's all I can hope for.
This will be very interesting. So I'm really excited about this.
Yeah.
Yes. Oh,
Okay.
this is awesome.
Fantastic. I'm very excited.
So that is Silent Hill, everybody listening.
What year? Tell everybody the year.
Let's get a year. So it's the Silent Hill from 2006.
Okie dokie.
Sean Bean.
I love Sean Bean.
Oh, Sean Bean with a terrible American accent.
You bastard. He can't do it because he's from Yorkshire.
I love him so much. He's great. All right.
Well. Cool.
Maybe we'll get a guest on for this one.
Oh, that would be quite interesting because we missed one.
Maybe we get Joe.
Let's get Joe.
Oh, because he likes this film.
He won't be able to take the piss out of you too much. I think he should be a returning guest. I'm just going to gradually replace you with Joe.
Yes, let's get Joe on.
Wonderful.
All right. We'll keep you guys posted about that. But yeah, that's Silent Hill 2006 for the next movie. Thank you so much for listening to this episode. Shout out again to our patrons, and we will catch you next time.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.